What's up, true art believers? This is Pierson here. I hope you're doing well today. And I am the number one live art streamer in the world. And you're watching 500 Days of Drawing. And today is day 406. We're going to be working on a piping hot, not so brand new grid drawing. And it's going to be super mundane and super boring. But it is what you have to do to achieve a certain outcome. So, without further ado, let's begin today's drawing, shall we? All right. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're doing well. I am doing fairly decent myself. So I got to do some adjustments here. Let's get this out of the way. I got too many things in the way, actually. So I'm going to be drawing for about 30 minutes or so. And it's talking about my day, I guess. Man, talking about my day. I want to. How do I do that? How do I talk about my day? Like, how do I talk about it? Right? Like, so I guess what happened was I like this morning. I woke up this morning, right? 5 o'clock. Hit the snooze button. I hit the snooze button once. Crawled back into bed. Right? Hit this and I think the snooze button's like 9 minutes long these days. I used to be like 5 minutes. And then hit the snooze button again, or the alarm rang back again, and I hit the snooze button again. Then I even slept through that and went a third time. So it was around 5:30, and I went downstairs and slowly drank some coffee, and I came upstairs. And I've been trying to do this, do some like art studies in the morning, but I've been finding that it's been ruining my like other things that I need to be doing. Like I have a lot of paperwork that I got to file. Like who'd have thought that like when you're adult, this is what you're going to do when you're adult. You got paperwork to file. Like you just got to file paperwork, like bank statements, stuff like that. Like who would have thought like that's what you're going to be doing? You're going to be spending a portion of your day filing like paperwork. And that's what I do. I file paperwork because I get all these darn bank statements. Bank statements, man, they just send you so many bank statements. And they're saying they say that they if you should go green, so you can get like an electronic statement. And I was like, well, um, if that's the case, why I can just go on my visit my bank account online and just look at the account, right? And just say, okay, that's how much money I have. So what's the point of like having a e-statement, being made for myself? So I have them send me hard copies because I probably should print them off anyways and save myself the trouble of just the trouble of having those hard copies or printing off the hard copies. So I did some filing, did some journaling, did some daily planning, kind of planning out my day. And usually I'm off by like 60%. Like I never really hit everything on the dot with my plans for the day. Like I'm off by a little bit, right? And if I can have a 60% accuracy with my daily plans, that's good. So I planned the day a little bit, and not even planned the day. I kind of like worked on my calendar because I haven't been doing that. And I find that if I don't do my calendar or don't plan or organize my day, or at the very least, if I don't look at the calendar, everything gets in disarray. Like my whole like scheduling gets in disarray. So I need to start incorporating that. But the problem is it's at the sacrifice of my art studies that I've been meaning to do. So it sacrifices that, which I'm okay with because I still do my live streams, which means I still am kind of doing art, just not at the like intense focus that I am looking to do, you know? Um, and then I do that. And what I've been doing now is I think everyone's been doing this. I was talking to people at work, and like everyone has some sort of side hustle, some sort of like thing to make some extra money to make ends meet, And so I don't like talking about my personal life this way. Uh, but I've been selling stuff on eBay. Just been kind of selling things on eBay, putting it on the side, and making a few extra dollars here and there. So I spend my morning making drafts of all the items that I have to sell, and I photograph the drafts, and then I put them in my inventory, of which I've been trying to um, really improve because I got so many items now that it's become so much that it's hard to manage. Like it's hard to manage all the items that I have now, and so I've had to like start a kind of like an inventory system, something that kind of takes stock of what I have. And it's only the beginning, really. It's kind of like the beginning of it's the beginning of like a kind of like legit stock and inventory system. But right now it's just a slow process. So I did that, and making breakfast that takes an hour, man. I gotta make breakfast for me and my kiddo, right? And then um again we I you gotta read to the kid, right? You gotta what else do you gotta do? Make the bed, all the chores that you have to do throughout the day. Uh, what else did I do that was important to me? I don't know. Oh, exercise, lift. So I like to lift, and I find it's very hard to lift when you're like a dad, like I think there is a reason why like dads like just get out of shape. It's not because they don't want to like go to the gym. It's almost because they don't have the time to go to the gym now. It's more like I don't have the time to go to the gym. And I don't get like everyone says like, "Oh, I just no," like these gurus, these gurus, these fitness models, people like say like, "Oh, just you just don't have the motivation or the discipline to go to the gym." Like, no, man. Like it's easier said than done. If you want to spend time with your family, you either like you choose to go to the gym, or you spend time with your family. You can't always have both. And I try my best to kind of get both in, but like even then it's at the sacrifice of something. Everything that you do in life is a sacrifice of something, right? Like if you choose to eat that cheesecake, you're not going to have that six pack. I don't know. Like, if you choose to smoke cigarettes every day, you run the risk of getting lung cancer. Like everything has a causality, right? There's a thing, like there's a cause and effect. So like, if I choose to work out, it's at the sacrifice of like spending time with family. And I also have to have like a personal time, right? You gotta have like a little bit of personal time with yourself. You got to be able to like be able to spend a moment of time by yourself. And I've been trying my best to kind of do that. It's just difficult. Um, all my personal time really is invested either in going to working out in the basement in the gym, like my little power rack system that I have going on there, or doing these lives. I really don't have like that like nice chunk of personal time that I just don't have it. I just don't have it. Like I tried. Like all my personal time is at the expense of like sleep. Everything that I do usually is at the expense of like getting sleep of some in some form or another, right? It's really that's what it's all about. Like that's all that it is like everything I do is like if I do this, it's because if I do this, I lose. I basically, if I spend time with family or spend time with a friend, it's at the expense of something else. So like everything you do, man, is at some like you're cashing in your time chips. Like in some form or another. Like I really am fascinated by time and how people spend it, because in today I see this a lot. Like be, I know people spend a lot more time on entertainment than ever before. Like there's more availability to entertainment, like to watch movies on demand. Before, like you to watch movies, you had to like go out to a store and rent them because the movies were expensive, you know. Movies were expensive to own. It was just an expensive item. And that's why like if you when you had a movie, you watch it till it like literally broke, because you didn't it like literally wasn't able to you weren't able to watch it anymore because it literally broke. Um, but now we're so inundated with like access to like entertainment that we like I don't think we're wired for it. Actually, we're not con we're not conditioned for this high level of like dopamine rush that you get from just like watching stupid stuff on YouTube or on Twitch or on TikTok or wherever you're getting your jollies at, right? We're not wired for it. And I think it's starting to show, man. It's starting to show like you're having like people that are highly focused and they're like excelling, and then like you have the average person who is like falling short because they're of the distractions that are being laid before them, man. And it's hard, man. It's hard to be in today's society. We're like a giant consumer ridden like society at the moment. It's weird. It's a weird thing seeing people spend their time on a lot of these applications, and that's what they're designed for. They're there to do that, and that's what they do. Like who cares? Like I'm not like doing a morality like check on them, but um, it's we're not like wired for like dopamine drops every 5 seconds, and that's essentially what it does. Is like all that stuff is just a giant rush, right? It really is. It's a giant rush, and you could argue against it, like, and there's some truth to that. Like, I don't know if I'm not saying that it's a bad or good thing. I don't necessarily think I don't think it's a good thing. Let's just put it this way. I don't think exposure to entertainment all the time, every day of every waking hour is a good thing, because like I'll spend time with my friends and family, and like uh, they'll be like pulling their phone out, and and I think to myself, am I that boring, or is everything around you that boring, right? Like it's like, come on, man. Like if I'm boring, then you are definitely boring because you have to pull out your phone every 5 seconds to look at it, right? And I get some people use it genuinely to do like productive things. Like maybe you're an influencer and that's what you have to do is you do that stuff. And there's some utility in that, but also like is it useful? Like I kind of wonder sometimes like what is like we used to be able to not have to worry about doing these things. Like I think we would have been a lot of us would have been better off without it to some extent, right? Like we might have been better off because we're not wired for this level of entertainment, man. We're not. Like just it's immediate. You want to watch this, you want to watch that, and like it's in all forms. It's in like you have it in if you want to listen to see funny things, you can see funny things forever. You want to see uh, girls in bikinis, you can see girls in bikinis all day long and not pay a cent. Like it used to be, if you wanted to see girls in bikinis, you had to go to Victoria, like go to get a Victoria's Secret catalog or buy a magazine. You know, now you just flip open your phone and just look at that stuff. you want to hear people do weird noises on Twitch, you can do that, and they make money doing that. Like, and again, I find it all amazing and scary at the same time because I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. No, like, there's no. You'll have people that will say it's a great thing. Like, I know, because a lot of people that are saying it's a great thing because they're making money off it, or they're getting something out of it, you know. But like, I've also heard some people that are not entirely who've made a good career out of, gotten viral out of something through something they said, and they actually don't. They kind of oppose the utility of social media and all these platforms, because even they recognize that there's something to be said about, like, said something wrong with it. Like, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just like, your time is valuable, and it becomes more valuable the older you get. And when you don't want to wake up one day and say, "Oh my gosh, I wish I watched more cat videos, cute cat videos." You want to say, "Oh my gosh, I wish I'd made more videos, or I wish I had written that story, or I wish I had drawn that drawing, or I wish I had learned how to play the piano, or I wish I had learned to do X, Y, and Z." Right? I wish I did this. I wish I started that business. I wish I had gone traveling more, or I wish I didn't like worry so much about my work, or like how people think of me, right? And so I think I'm done with this. We're not going to worry about the details. So let's go save it. We're done with that. We're going to move the layer down. But yeah, man, I find it funny. And so I did a lot of stuff today. Did like my daily I did journaling, did calendar, worked on my calendar, did some filing, did some eBay stuff to make some extra cash on the side because Art's not doing that. Spent a lot of time with my kid, lots of time with my kid. We made slime. I bombed. I totally failed in making slime. Yeah, I totally bombed making slime the first time. I definitely messed up on making slime. So I made slime, and let's see here. We made slime. And I read stories. I made lunch. I played with waffle. I don't know, like waffle toys. I don't know what you call them. And yeah, we did that. Whole bunch of shenanigans. And yeah, we did that. And what else did we do? Well, then I worked out, and yeah, it's a pretty busy day. I'm a pretty busy guy, and now here I am. Yeah, here I am. Now I'm going to exit. I'm going to X these right here. Oops. I'm going to do an X here. So I'm just really curious about the entire thing. I find it very intriguing, like the whole idea of like how we spend our time. And part of that has to do because I work in a bar, and I see a lot of regulars, and I'm always intrigued by the regulars because I see like, they spend, some people go every day, and I'm like, and I always wonder, does going to the bar bring you that much like meaning to your life, right? And people that go to a bar regular, I feel like that might not be the thing that they want to do. I don't know, or maybe they truly enjoy it. and far be it for me to pass judgment on that. But I tend to think that maybe maybe deep down inside they want to do something. They want to do like some sort of thing with themselves, like some sort of goal that they have in mind. Like maybe they deep down inside they do have like a goal, man. Maybe they do. Like why wouldn't they? Like maybe they want to explore certain things in their life, but they're afraid or they're too worried about other people's thoughts, you know? And I think that's part of like the previous generation. And also like this generation or my generation, but like I'm gonna be honest with you, like I hear stories of all these kids like doing exceptionally well. Like million kids that are like 14 years old making millions selling slime. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm like, that's amazing and also upsetting at the same time because I just want to be like, man, I was born too early or too late or whatever it is. Yeah, too early. You know, and I was born too early, that's for sure. But like, it's crazy, man. You can the things you can do, what you can, how you can make money is I find so fascinating now. And I also find it so fascinating, like how people can like invest their time. And I think people don't really think about time in that way, where like they they think that like it's gonna last forever, and then one day you're not gonna have any time, right? And what are you gonna say about that? Like, do you want, what do you want to say about that? And I think, I think, um, there should be a point where you should say, I need to start doing myself. Like, I need to really focus on myself. And I wish people would do that more often. I don't know if I think there's some fear involved with it. Like, I think a lot of people are so worried about like failing and messing up that they would rather deal with the guilt of not trying than actually try and actually put effort, right? They're so worried about like failing that they won't even try to do that thing, you know? Um, I don't know. Again, who am I to say this type of stuff, right? Like, because I I uh I fall in that same category too. Like I do have like subconscious fears. Like I thought it'd be interesting to maybe what if I had started a business? But then again, like I don't know what business to get into. Like to be honest with you, I wouldn't know where to begin. Like I don't have any like everyone says like everyone talks about, oh, if you want to be in a business, you really got to be passionate about it. Like I think there's some truth to that. Like you gotta be at least mildly interested in the thing that you want to start a business in, or you got to have some sort of drive for it. Like I don't know what I'd be in business in, like what I do. So I'm not pursuing that type of like genre or said that like field of whatever it is, you know. So I don't know. Like I have that same like um insecurity as well. And so I'm not going to claim it to be an expert in it. Like I think it's weird that we a lot of people that you listen to that I see on these like platforms, they give off the air of like of confidence. So because they give off that air of confidence, we tend to listen to them, and they may be full of like hot air, right? A lot of them might be. I mean, I really do think a lot of them are. More they're filled with hot air and a bloated ego. I think a lot of them might have a bloated ego, the Marvel character. That guy was a cool character before. He was a cool. He was like a interesting, like an interesting character before they made him a celestial on Guardians of the Galaxy too. But like, yeah, like I don't know. I have those insecurities, man. I have tons of insecurities. And I think that's one of the reasons why I do these live streams so they can like expose all the insecurities, expose all the flaws in what I do. And so that whenever people like can like try to like maybe like put me down, I can say, you know what? There's nothing you can say that I already haven't that I haven't said about myself already. I've got 400 videos of me just like fumbling around. So eh, bring your worst, I guessed, you know. I guessed. I guess bring it, man. What what can you do? Like what's the worst you can do? Like I know my flaws, like I know my weaknesses pretty good. I know that um these live streams could be better. I need to figure out ways I can improve them. I know that some days I fumble around my words, I slur them. I do have sometimes I get a stutter, depending on how comfortable I am or in or like what position like right now I'm getting that stutter. No, I can get a little bit of a stutter when I'm trying to process or like trying to talk and explain things um, faster than I can, speak them. Um, whatever, it is what it is, right? And, like, what are you gonna do? Like, and that's one of the nice things of doing these live streams is like you expose all that, and it's very humbling. And I think these a lot of these YouTubers don't really bring up. I think a lot of them don't bring a lot of humility to the table. Like I think that they are showboating more than they're probably anything. If anything, at least that's what it feels like. Especially like the big YouTubers, I feel like they need a little bit more humility. Like I think they need to bring them back like bring them back down to base level where they when they first started. Right? I feel like they should bring themselves back and kind of remember what it was like to like literally be like nothing, like no one cared, right? And then come back to the present. I think that would be very humbling. It'd be very hard to do that. It would be very hard to be in that position, to bring yourself in that position. Like I think, like Mr. Beast, like what was it? That guy that I don't even watch him, but he's got two first names, uh, something Carl, or I don't remember his name. Uh, uh, he does these boxing matches. Ethan what no, I don't know. I forgot his name. Um, but he's a really popular YouTuber. Like I wish they would be more humbling, like and the reason like what sucks is like they start like they show their houses and then that brings more views because people like seeing like decadence. Like people love seeing like decadence. So like when people show their houses, they're like expensive houses, people are gonna watch that, uh, and because they're like, oh my god, it's so amazing, you know. They like seeing that like decadence because I think there might be an air of envy, and I think some of these YouTubers kind of bank on that a little bit. Like they're banking on viewers kind of being envious and really intrigued of what they're doing. And then they'll say like something along the lines like, dude, you're killing it, right? And they are killing it, but what about the viewer? Why not the viewer? The viewer should strive to be just like some of the people that they're watching. Why don't you strive to be just like the viewer, just like the influencer or the YouTuber that you're watching, man? If you're watching them, try to be, and you're entertained by them. Why don't you try emulating them? I don't know. Then again, I hold my quotes with a grain of salt because I'm like a Taco Bell weak sauce compared to all these people. Like I have one thousandth, one thousandth, one thousandth, 1,000th the viewers and the followers and subscribers as them. So you know, uh, but what are you gonna do? what are you gonna do about it, right? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. I got to get going. Really kind of, I got to get going today. I just want to say thank you for watching. I got another line done, and I got like a ton more lines to do. Actually, I'm gonna do all the way up to here. As you can see, this is why when you do portrait drawing, if you do portrait drawing, this is why good photos really matters. Like, look at this. What is this? What's happening here? So, like, when you don't have a good photo, and this, like, where's the end, the beginning and end of this of her shoulder, right? It's very hard to discern where it begins and ends, and that's where having a good photo for a drawing really is paramount. So I'm doing pretty good. I'm making headway. Um, it's a slow process, but what are you going to do? Um, I think in the future I am going to I don't know what I'm going to do. I'd like to spend more time on these live streams. I think as I said, one of the goals for this year is probably to be able to get to the point where I can do 1 hour long or hour long plus live streams. And another goal is to actually I'm working on it, but I got to clear out the space in the studio. I want to have uh I want to have like a nice little backdrop for my live stream so that I can turn my camera back on. And that's something I'm working on. Actually, I say I'm working on it, but I'm working on clearing out the space. But apparently it's not working because it's getting filled with more and more stuff. Anyways, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I wish you all the best. And I want to commend you for your I don't know what I want to commend you for, but I just want to say whatever you're doing, I commend you for it. And thank you so much. I got to get going. Have a wonderful day. This is Pierson. I am the #1 live art streamer in the world. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Cheers.